Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session for November 10th, 2020. As a reminder, this is a public meeting that is being recorded, so we would kindly ask that you have the same level of decorum that you would if it were a public meeting in person. Finally, for those of you that are calling in by cell phone, please remember to mute your phone by pressing *6. And we will begin this morning's Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Before we do the approval of the minutes this morning, for those of you that may have been tuning in with the expectation that we were going to pass a resolution this morning on racial equity, that has been bumped until next week. We're going to pass that next Tuesday. So didn't want anyone sitting through a meeting for the next 45 minutes or so, hoping that we were going to do that this morning. We're going to do that next Tuesday, the 17th. So that being said, if I could get a motion for the approval of the minutes of the September 22nd, 2020 general session, the November 5th, 2020 briefing session, the October 29th, 2020 recorder's administrative hearing, and the November 2nd and 4th, 2020 administrative briefings.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Grady?
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
All right, on to the auditor.
Resolution number 767-20. Resolution authorizing a contract with Wolpert Incorporated for geographical information system hydrology and countywide contour analysis service utilizing non-general funds in the amount of $160,200.
Good morning, Commissioner Brown, Commissioner
Good morning.
Grady, and congratulations, Dean, for saying those tough words. We're going to talk a little bit about GIS today. I do want to recognize Matt Shade, who is in one of these boxes on the Zoom. Matt heads up our GIS department and is on call for any technical questions that we may have. As you can expect and know, GIS serves users across the county's enterprise by utilizing the latest mapping technology to address business needs and cross-departmental sharing of resources. The department offers custom mapping, reporting and analysis, including web-based mapping applications. For anyone across the county, Matt and our wonderful GIS staff stand ready to be of help or service for any functions. As we continue to see, there's Matt. Thanks for turning the camera on, Matt. For anyone that has GIS needs, and as we move towards adapting our statistics and numbers, we know that GIS plays an integral role in spatial data acquisition, distribution, and maintenance for the entire county. At present, and what brings us today, is the county's GIS system does not accurately describe the hydrological or topological nuance of Franklin County. As things appear in the standard base map, the county sits perfectly on a flat 2D surface. Leveraging photos and data already collected by the company Wolpert for the benefit of the city of Columbus in 2019, Wolpert is now able to semi-automatically generate the hydrological makeup of the county, delineating and mapping all bodies of waters, which would include rivers, lakes, streams, and the such. And the flow lines created by the unique topological profile of the county, which can answer the questions of how stormwater will flow throughout the county during storms and other inclement weather based on land, elevation, and gradient. This update, by passage of the resolution, will provide a valuable resource to Franklin County residents and businesses to better understand stormwater drainage and potential flood risk of their property. Additionally, Wolpert is also able to derive a complete topological profile of the county, creating a 2-foot contour layer of data that turns the flat surface of the county map into the rolling hills and valleys that create robust profiles of actual it's getting so close, of the boundaries and the features of the county. Residents and businesses routinely seek out this sort of information from the office's GIS team for use as a preliminary source when purchasing a property or building on their existing property. Finally, the hydrologically and topological data sets further increase the accuracy and the scientific value of the measurements contained within the county GIS system and ensures that Franklin County remains on the cutting edge in terms of reliable and widely available GIS data. Pending any further questions or comments, we seek approval of this resolution. I know it's very technical, but getting that little bit of inches makes a world of difference for the variety of folks that rely on our maps and the data that we collect, not only in the auditor's office, but across the county.
Do you coordinate with MORPC and their GIS staff in your mapping at all? And maybe that's a question for Matt. I don't know.
I'll have Matt talk about the relationship and work they do.
Okay.
Yes, we do coordinate with MORPC.
Great. Okay. I will move for passage of 76720.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 767-20 has been adopted.
Thank
Good work.
you.
Thank you, guys. The coroner.
Resolution number 768-20, resolution authorizing a contract with MDI Log for a medical legal death investigation case management system in the amount of $82,810.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kara Cruikshank. The Coroner's Office is requiring a case management system to facilitate the Coroner's mission. The Coroner's Office currently does not have a case management system. MDI, the Medico Legal Death Investigation Log, will allow more and efficient and effective operations and reduce the time required to send public records to family in the community. This system will allow our staff to track and distribute information like opiate-related deaths to local health officials and other groups. We will work closely with the data center to review and implement the system. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 76820.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 768-20 has been adopted.
Thank you both.
Thank you. All right. To the Board of Commissioners, I believe, for a resolution with the engineer.
That is correct, Commissioner. There he is. Couldn't find this. Resolution number 769-20, resolution accepting single county ditch petition and referring to the county engineer for recommendation.
Good morning, Commissioner Brown and Commissioner O'Grady.
Good morning.
As noted, our first resolution is for the Beaver County ditch petition. The Board of Franklin County Commissioners is in receipt of a single county ditch petition filed on October 20th, 2020 by Gary Deaver to improve the drainage in the Deaver Ditch watershed in Brown Township. This represents the first legislative step in the ditch petition process. The engineer's office has worked closely with the clerk, and the virtual viewing of this ditch is scheduled for November 25th. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
Move approval of 76920.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 769-20 has been adopted.
All right. Now to the engineer.
Resolution number 770-20, TRC Engineers Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer by providing general engineering services, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $100,000.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval of a contract with TRC Engineers, Inc., consulting engineers for on-call engineering services. TRC Engineers was chosen via a qualifications-based selection process and as a local engineering firm. Their first task order will provide assistance on critically essential bridge inspections throughout Franklin County. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
Move for passage of 77020.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 770-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 771-20, preliminary allocation and final encumbrance of county motor vehicle license fees, a $5 fund for the city of Hilliard in the amount of $250,000.
Commissioners, as noted, our final resolution today is a permissive fee request from the city of Hilliard in the amount of $250,000. This request for license fee funds will provide financial assistance to improve Scioto Darby Road between Scioto Farms Drive and the Leap Road Darby Glen Boulevard intersection. Engineer Robertson has viewed the proposed use of the funds and has determined that they meet the allowable use. Pending any questions, I would ask for the board's approval.
I'll move for approval of 77120.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 771-20 has been adopted.
Great. Thanks, Fritz.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 772-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached subordination agreement to allow Alana Golden to refinance her mortgage at 4918 Amherst Road, Columbus, Ohio 43228.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning. Madison Andrews, Economic Development and Planning Admin Assistant. This first homeowner received a loan of $10,000 from us, and they're wishing to refinance their home with Concord Mortgage Group. The refinance would take their interest rate from 4.75% to 3.75%, which is a $100 decrease in their mortgage payment each month. They've met all of the requirements thus far in their loan, so we just ask that you sign the attached subordination agreement.
That's great that they'll save that amount of money per month. I'll move for passage of 77220.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 772-20 has been adopted. Number 773-20, a resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Jamila Herring at 1123 Harley Run Drive, Black Lake, Ohio 43004.
This homeowner received a loan for $4,000 from us and they've met all program requirements and all the property taxes are current. So I ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage instrument.
Move for passage of 77320.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 773-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 774-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Artis and Floretta Allen at 2598 Agler Road, Township of Mifflin, Franklin County, Ohio 43224, one of two.
These property owners received an original loan of $733.50. They've met the program requirements and all the property taxes are current. So I ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage instrument for them.
Move for passage of 77420.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 774-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 775-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Artis and Floretta Allen at 2598 Agler Road, Township of Mifflin, Franklin County, Ohio 43224, two of two.
Again, the property owner received an additional loan of $6,750. They've met all program requirements and all the taxes are current on the property. So I ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage instrument.
Move for passage of 77520.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 775-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 776-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Everett Martin at 7630 Daglin Drive, Reynoldsburg, Ohio 43068.
This property owner received a loan of $5,000. They've met all program requirements and all the property taxes are current. So I ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage instrument.
Move for passage of 77620.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 776-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 777-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Ada Weygant at 3945 Gerbert Street, Grove City, Ohio, 43123.
This property owner received a home rehabilitation loan of $15,000. They met all the program requirements and the taxes are current on the property. So I asked that you sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument.
Move for passage of 777-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 777-20 has been adopted. And Commissioners, I just want to make note that the instruments are ready for your signature at your convenience.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madison. The sanitary engineer.
Resolution number 778-20. Resolution authorizing a non-general fund supplemental appropriation to support sanitary sewer capital expenditures.
Good morning, Commissioners. Stephen Renner, the Director of the Sanitary Engineering Department. This resolution is simply asking for your approval of supplemental appropriation necessary to support capital expenditures for our SD4 sewer lining project that's going a little bit faster than what we anticipated. And it's a good news that we'll have it all done before year end.
That's great. I'll move for passage of 778-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 778-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Stephen. Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 779-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with the Academy for Urban Scholars, Columbus Literacy Council, Eckerd Youth Alternatives Incorporated, and Impact Community Action for the Franklin County Comprehensive Case Management and Employment Program Services for out-of-school youth in the amount of $3,820,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. Since July 1st, 2016, the state's Comprehensive Case Management and Employment Program, branded by Franklin County as Achieve More and Prosper, or AMP, has promoted academic and employment success, reduced barriers, and provided opportunities for secondary and post-secondary education, training, and credentials that lead to employment. In June of 2019, the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio, in partnership with Job and Family Services, released 2 RFPs soliciting proposals for in-school and out-of-school CCMEP services. 4 local providers were selected to support out-of-school services, and due to COVID-19 health pandemic, services will be conducted both virtually and in person per all established public health guidelines. Services included a personal coach, individualized assessments and opportunity plans, tutoring and mentoring, secondary and post-secondary education, paid and unpaid internships, barrier removal, and supportive services. The recommended AMP providers will serve an estimated 650 out-of-school youth. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
I will gladly move for approval of 779-20.
Second. I was just going to say, these are a lot of great organizations that we're partnering with here and funding, but then I look down and you have 8 resolutions and all 8 of these resolutions are great partnerships, great organizations. And so rather than just singling out these organizations here, I think I'll just say that we are getting ready to pass 8 resolutions here with a lot of great community partners that we've done business with over the years. And there's a lot of really great organizations that we're getting ready to pass here this morning. So great.
And
stuff.
Commissioners, if I may, just really quick, Vivian, Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator. I'm sorry, Dean, I can't get my title right. Director of Job and Family Services. Let me just do that. Let me start there. But let me say this about those resolutions that we're going to be able to pass. As you all know, everything that we do supports the Poverty Blueprint Plan. Each one of these resolutions, we can connect them to a goal in the Poverty Blueprint Plan. The CCMEP program, as you remember, that was legislation that was written in the governor's biannual budget stating that 18 to 24, Vivian, or 16 to 24 youth.
It's 14 to 24.
14 to 24 youth we out of school youth, we needed to focus on them. I wanted to make mention that those dollars were focused solely on those out of school youth. Last year, you as commissioners approved dollars and you but you designated dollars from Job and Family Services, not just to focus on the out of school youth, but you also designated additional TANF dollars for the in-school youth, because those dollars that this legislation encompassed pretty much consumed all of the summer youth dollars. So I wanted to commend you for being, forward thinking, forthright, and making sure that the community understood that it wasn't that the county dried up summer jobs, it was that the legislation changed. And what you did was you still allocated dollars so that young people can have jobs in the summertime. So that's my speech, and then I'm done. And then I'll figure out what my title is next week, Dean.
These are great organizations we're funding, but the impact is with the families that we're serving. And I think, it's the wonderful organizations that are extensions of what we do in our agencies, but it's the residents that we're serving and their children that we're really serving. And that's what's so terrific about funding these programs. So that's terrific.
So Deputy County Administrator for Human Services, Bivens, and Ms. Turner, as we move forward, I know we have been tracking, each and every thing we do and how it impacts the poverty blueprint. But as we move towards the next state biennial budget, we ought to be making a case, trying to make a case with Lauren Rummel, our Government Affairs Director. We ought to be trying to make a case for state budget dollars to come back to our efforts here. I know we talked about it in the last biennial budget. We were a little bit late in the ball game because of when we had kicked this off, but I think that now here we are all this time later with a lot of success to show. And so I think we ought to be pursuing state dollars in this biennial budget. So I know we've got a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of things that we're doing, but we should be looking to pursue state dollars in this next biennial budget.
Okay, will do.
Great. Sorry, we moved it second to the right, but we didn't vote.
I apologize. I have lost track. Did you, Commissioner Brown?
Let's start over.
That's a great idea.
I'll move again if you want me to.
Let's start over.
Approval again of 779.20.
Thank you. I apologize. Thank you.
We did do that. She moved, I seconded it, and I jumped in, but that's okay. We just did it again.
I appreciate it. We're very comprehensive. Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 779-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 780-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with the Columbus Literacy Council, Impact Community Action, Lead the Way Learning Academy, and St. Stephen Community Services Incorporated, doing business as St. Stephen's Community House, for the Franklin County Comprehensive Case Management and Employment Program Services for in-school youth in the amount of $4,650,000.
Commissioners, again, CCMEP branded AMP in Franklin County has provided the opportunity for youth to develop and build skills, obtain training and credentials, and gain valuable work experience. Again, in June of 2019, the Workforce Development Board and JFS released 2 RFPs for in-school and out-of-school CCMEP services. 4 local providers were selected to support the in-school youth services. And again, due to COVID-19 health pandemic, services will be provided both virtually and in person. The services include personal coach and advocate, leadership development, tutoring and mentoring, paid and unpaid internships, entrepreneurship training, and barrier removal and supportive services. The recommended AMP providers will serve an estimated 1,100 in-school youth this year. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Move approval of 780.20.
Second. You're muted, Dean.
I muted myself. I was waiting for Chris to jump. Resolution moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 780-20 has been adopted. Promise I'll pull it together soon. Resolution number 781-20. Resolution approving a contract agreement with Access to Interpreters Incorporated, LLC, for interpretation and translation services in the amount of $1,450,000.
Commissioners, over the past several decades, Franklin County's new American population has grown significantly, whether through immigration, secondary migration, or refugee resettlement. Under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, our agency must provide meaningful access to our programs to limited English proficient or LEP customers, to our programs with limited English proficiency or LEP customers. We have released a request for proposal for interpretation and translation services to cover a 3-year period. Access to Interpreters was awarded the contract through a competitive bid process for a 1-year term with options to extend the agreement for 2 additional 1-year terms. This is year 2 of the Interpretation and Translation Service Award. Access to Interpreters will provide over-the-phone interpretation services along with scheduled weekly on-site interpretation at each of our opportunity centers once we resume in-person service. They will also provide documented translation services for agency forms and brochures. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Move approval of 781-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 781-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 782-20. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the City of Columbus, Columbus Public Health for the Celebrate One infant mortality interventions, education, and outreach strategies in the amount of $758,100.
Celebrate One is the City of Columbus and Franklin County's collective impact initiative to reduce the high infant mortality rate. Their vision is for every infant in Franklin County, regardless of zip code or family income, to celebrate his or her first birthday. Their efforts have reduced infant deaths in priority areas across the county from 9.6% to 6.99% deaths per 1,000 live births in 2019. During the last award period, 2 campaigns were developed to reinforce the importance of the ABCs of infants' safe sleep. The partnership also increased community-based outreach efforts, which resulted in distributing 669 survival kits to families from the Cribs for Kids program. This resolution would provide free cribs to eligible parents and caregivers, improve and align safe sleep messaging, education and engagement tools, and expand access to evidence-based comprehensive health education curriculum to every middle school in the Columbus City School District. To date, nearly 400 students at 5 schools have participated in the Teen Reproductive Health Program. This resolution also supports goal number 8 of the Rise Together Blueprint, improving maternal and child health among high disparity groups struggling financially. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
I will move approval of 782-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 782-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 783-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with the Columbus Urban League and Impact Community Action for workforce training programs in the amount of $1,450,000.
Just 4 more to go, Commissioners. The
That's
Columbus,
okay.
the Columbus Urban League will continue to partner with the Columbus and Central Ohio Building and Construction Trades Council to oversee a 12-week pre-apprenticeship program, which blends soft skills with trade-specific training. Under this agreement, the partners will offer training to 60 new participants who will receive approximately 240 hours of training, in addition to case management services and a weekly stipend throughout a 12-week training period. Impact Community Action will partner with Capital Transportation to offer a training program that provides commercial driver's licenses training and employment opportunities for unemployed or underemployed Franklin County residents or individuals returning to the community from incarceration. Under this agreement, 75 individuals will enroll in training that prepares them to pass a state national licensure exam and help place them in employment opportunities. To accommodate social distancing, the training programs will enroll 7 trainees per cohort, which will consist of 1 week of soft skills training, followed by 4 weeks of CDL-specific training. This resolution also supports goal number 3 of the Rise Together Blueprint, increasing access to relevant training for credentials that meet local demand with employer commitments to hire and promote. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Move for approval of 20.
Second. Fantastic.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 783-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 784-20. Resolution approving a contract agreement with Dress for Success Columbus for workplace suiting programming in the amount of $95,000.
Women referred to Dress for Success are able to access professional development training, soft skills workshops, one-on-one career counseling, interview training, and much more through Dress for Success Career Center. They are also paired with a personal stylist who helps them select professional outfits, accessories, personal care products, and more from the suiting boutique, so they can look and feel their best for an upcoming interview. During the last contract, Dress for Success suited approximately 146 women before suspending their in-person services due to COVID-19. Dress for Success has revised its practices to safely serve its customers and will provide workplace suiting and programming for an estimated 475 TANF-eligible women. This resolution also supports goal number 4 of the Rise Together Blueprint, improving and increasing the delivery of supportive services for individuals to access employment. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Move approval of 784-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 784-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 785-20. Resolution approving contracts with Deaf Services Center Incorporated, Hands On Central Ohio, and the Legal Aid Society of Columbus for Title 20 and TANF transfer services in the amount of $579,989.55.
Commissioners, the Title 20 and TANF transfer services are intended to enable residents to improve self-sufficiency, support independent living, and strengthen family life. Our agency is responsible for administering Title 20 block grant dollars locally via contracting for necessary services. We are proposing contracting with Deaf Services Center to provide case management, interpretation, and sign language for approximately 123 low-income deaf or hearing impaired residents. Hands On Central Ohio will provide information and referral services across Franklin County. Last year, the Hands On line received more than 70,000 calls. The Legal Aid Society will provide legal assistance in civil matters for an estimated 126 low-income residents. Pending any questions, we request your approval.
Move for pass 785-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 785-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 786-20. Resolution approving contracts with the House of Hope for Alcoholics Incorporated and Maryhaven Incorporated for residential and non-residential treatment services in the amount of $205,000.
Commissioner, the final resolution, we are proposing to contract with the House of Hope to provide treatment services for an estimated 14 low-income male residents that require intensive residential treatment services for drug and alcohol abuse. We're also proposing to contract with Maryhaven to provide residential treatment for an estimated 40 low-income residents who are suffering from drug or alcohol addiction and also require residential treatment. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
I'll move for approval of 786-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 786-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Vivian. That's a lot of resolutions, making a lot of impact on a lot of people's lives here.
Yes, we're very pleased to be able to do all that we do to support our residents and for your support in allowing us to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now to Justice Policy and Program.
Resolution number 787-20. Resolution authorizing a contract with the Christian Valley Baptist Church Community Development Corporation for the provision of emergency and transitional services to residents returning from federal incarceration and for the provision of mentoring of young men ages 14 to 17 who are at risk of entering the juvenile and/or adult justice system by formerly federally incarcerated men in the amount of $49,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Caitlin Looney with OJPP.
Morning, Kate.
First resolution requests your approval of a targeted community alternative to prison subgrant award in the amount of $49,000 to the Christian Valley Baptist Church Community Development Corporation. This program incorporates two reentry components, and the first is the provision of emergency and transitional services to federal prisoners returning to Franklin County, including personal hygiene items, transportation to appointments, and financial assistance to meet education and employment goals. The second component is a mentoring program for young men of color screened as at risk for juvenile justice involvement. The mentors would use their own lived experience of justice involvement to assist the youth in developing pro-social relationships, short and long-term goals, and bettering their academic standing. Of note, this collaboration reflects our office's first reentry collaboration with the U.S. federal court system, which we are incredibly excited about. And pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval for this resolution.
I think it's really a good thing to collaborate with the federal court system. I'm glad we're doing it. I'll move for passage of 787-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 787-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 788-20. Resolution authorizing acceptance of Year 4 reallocation funds from Franklin County Public Health for harm reduction and overdose prevention related activities in the amount of $2,962.
This morning, our second resolution requests your authorization to accept reallocation funding from Franklin County Public Health in the amount of $2,962. This funding supports harm reduction and overdose prevention activities to combat the addiction crisis. This agreement also provides our office the ability to collaborate with Franklin County Public Health to distribute naloxone to justice-involved individuals at high risk of overdose. This is the fourth year of this award being issued to our office, and we are grateful for their support. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 788-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 788-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 789-20. Resolution authorizing a subgrant award to the Columbus City Attorney's Office for support of Project Taillight through the fiscal year 2019 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $25,000.
Our third and final resolution requests your approval of a Justice Assistance Grant subgrant award in the amount of $25,000 to the Columbus City Attorney's Office for a new pilot program called Project Taillight. As we all know, research has repeatedly confirmed non-moving traffic violations can and do serve as a significant entry point into the criminal justice system. This program seeks to proactively decrease the number of non-moving traffic violations that data from our office, as well as the Columbus City Attorney's Office, confirms disproportionately impacts individuals of color and other marginalized communities. Funding will support a partnership between Franklin County, the Columbus City Attorney's Office, and the Columbus State Community College Department of Engineering and Transportation. Multiple events will be hosted throughout calendar year 2021 to offer repairs for individuals needing assistance of basic automotive repairs like broken taillights, headlights, and turn signals. Eligible individuals for assistance must have a valid driver's license, car title in their name, and an annual income at or below 130% of the federal poverty level. It is anticipated between 300 to 360 individuals will receive assistance, and the City of Columbus will be committing a 100% match to support the initiative. Pending any questions, I respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 789-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 789-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Caitlin. Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 790-20, resolution authorizing recycling of information technology equipment declared obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. Monthly, this agency is asked by the Data Processing Board to assist with the disposal of obsolete surplus IT equipment. We do so in a manner consistent with this board's commitment to promote sustainable principles in our policy decisions and programs. Pending any questions, we request your approval to dispose of this e-waste.
I'll move for approval of 790-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 790-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 791-20, resolution authorizing execution of 11 lease agreements with the Franklin County agencies for leased space in Franklin County facilities in the amount of $973,258.54.
This resolution is a 3-year lease agreement with 11 county agencies that maintain office space in county facilities. This is a renewal of the lease agreements that allow for the agency's use of their space. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
Move for passage of 791-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yep.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 791-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 792-20, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $4,514,032.65.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution requests your approval of 123 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. This week, 17 out of 21 eligible POs totaling $109,953.77 are being presented for award to 14 women business enterprises, 1 minority business enterprise, 1 small and emerging business enterprise, and 1 local economically disadvantaged enterprise. This represents 74% of the eligible PO volume and 94% of the eligible PO dollar value. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
Move for approval of 792-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 792-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. The Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 794-20, resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering personnel matters.
I will move to convene into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of a public employee and to prepare for, conduct, or review negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 794-20 has been adopted. We are now in executive session, and for those participating in executive session, you may stay on the line and you'll be moved over to our executive session room accordingly. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to leave or stay in the main room until the commissioners come out of executive session. But that should do it, Commissioner.
Great. Earl, I guess you're going to hang out and ask us questions after the fact, or do you need to ask us questions now?
Yeah, I can hang out until you all come back.
Okay, thanks.